Howdy everyone, Ellen Weatherholt here in the Children's Discovery Garden at the Tulsa Botanic Garden. And today I have a selection of very popular spring bulbs. And as you can see behind me, it is autumn. And I said everything right. So these are spring blooming bulbs, but we plant them in the fall because they need a cool period in order to bloom the next spring. That's just the way that they have evolved over the years. And so we're going to respect that and we're going to plant them in the fall. So first up we have daffodils, or narcissus, or jonquils. There's lots of different names for these. As you can see, some of these are a little smaller, some of these are massive. Daffodils are an excellent naturalizer. There are some that are better in the south than others, but in general, daffodils are a pretty good bet in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So, as you can see, there's different sizes and flavors. This is from one of our mixes that we have here at the garden. So I don't know what color these are, but there's singles, doubles, trumpets, shortcuts, long cuts. So there's lots of different things. So these are daffodils. And one of the distinct factor that helps me recognize that it's a daffodil is that it has these nice stripes on the paper. Some daffodils don't have those stripes, but that's one of the main indicators that tells me that this is a daffodil bulb. And then we have some of these beautiful bulbs. These are tulips, everyone's favorite. A very decadent bulb here for us in Tulsa because these do not naturalize as well. So this is one of those bulbs that you'll probably need to buy every year. If you really want a display like we have, we buy these every year because they are not really suited to our climate here in Tulsa. They love a nice long spring, and we get so hot so fast, they just don't perennialize as easily. So one of the distinct characteristics on these is that it has kind of like a bigger side and one point. That's one of the look characteristics that tell the difference. And also they usually have this nice, like soft round crown at the bottom of the bulb. So that is another way to tell which way to point it is this is the bottom and this point is the top. And then we have hyacinths. These are the bulbs that bloom about a foot high and they have intense fragrance. Some people love it, some people don't, but we really enjoy it because the bees love them too. This is a bee favorite flower. And many folks actually are allergic to the chemicals that are in the paper of this bulb. And some people, there's lots of different hypotheses about what it is that makes you itch, but there is a compound that is in hyacinth leaves, and these crunchy papers on the outside are old leaves that have dried, and there is like allergens in there. So for me, I need to handle these with gloves. So I would recommend long sleeves and gloves if you are diving into a big box of hyacinths because it makes me very itchy. It's just kind of a discomfort. It's nothing serious, but you know, discomfort. So again, we've got a nice basal plate. That's the bottom, and this point is the top. Most bulbs are pretty forgiving when you plant them this way or that, but actually hyacinths are not, they're not able to handle being planted sideways or upside down. We actually had some upside down on our display and the whole bulb just grew out of the ground upside down. The flower was in the ground and the bulb was out. So it's very important to plant your hyacinths pointing up. So the point is the growth point and the basal plate is the bottom. Then we have some Spanish hyacinths. These actually to me just look like potatoes. They're kind of soft and squishy. There's no real defining characteristics. There's no bulb paper. And if it's a little bit later, they will have a growth point that shows. So these have a basal root plate. So that's the bottom. And this is the growth point. This is the top. And these are a really fun perennial here in Tulsa. They bloom as one of the later bulbs. And it's more like late April into May when they bloom. So we've got these in pink, white, and blue here at the Botanic Garden. And then we have muscari. These are called grape hyacinths. I would not say that I've had quite as much allergy to these. They are related, however, to hyacinths. And as you can see, we've got another one of these basal root plates. And then these growth points here indicate that that's the top of the bulb. That's where the leaves will emerge. So, grape hyacinths, you'll have to come see those. And then these are some crocuses. And as you can see, these have started growing. They are ready to go. These are very special crocuses. These are fall blooming crocuses called saffron crocus, Crocus sativa. And because they're a fall blooming crocus and our bulbs were late, they're a little bit advanced. So you can still plant them. They have not bloomed. It's not too late. And I will show you in a later video how to handle crocuses that are ready to bloom. So again, these have a basal plate. It's not really as visible, but you can definitely tell where the growth tip is. So that is up. So those are a few bulbs from the Tulsa Botanic Garden, and hopefully you'll plant some this fall.